You're goody. You have Cruel Intentions? Did you wear that shirt last week?
No, I wore it like 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay. Welcome, everyone, to the Completely Unnecessary Podcast for Dogecoin Day 420, 2021.
Hello.
That's Ian Ferguson. He's heavily invested in the doggy stuff. I'm Pat Contry.
Heavily invested.
It's that for our information is for entertainment purposes only.
That's right.
Just like this podcast. On the show today, we'll be talking about the Pie Packer Kickstarter. Yes, it's baking technology. Come to you. I know it's not what it is. We'll also be talking about PS and Vita store might be staying online again. Nintendo is suing Bowser. Wow. Whoa. That's cool. We'll also be talking about a Patreon poll topic, maybe an old school Q&A, and listener voice messages. Ian, how was your weekend, buddy?
My weekend was great. It's fantastic. Yeah, work went well. Played D&D. Ate a really good Cajun pasta.
Cajun pasta, huh?
Yeah.
Some spices in there?
Some spices. There was peppers and onions and chicken and shrimp and sausage, and it was real good.
My one cousin used to always, we used to always go out to, like, I forgot what restaurant it was. He would always order something like that, like some sort of Cajun pasta. I never like ordering pasta at a restaurant that is not an Italian restaurant, but my one cousin would always do that. He always get like some pasta with like Cajun shrimp in there. Well, I just got like a fucking burger, you know.
When we do D&D, we rotate who's responsible for the food. Some weeks it's Vani and I. Some weeks it's our friends. Some weeks it's our friends' kids. So
what do they make, like grilled cheese sandwiches? The kid? What do you mean?
They're like 25-year-old kids. Yeah.
You make it sound like they're kids. Like okay,
well,
so
I mean they're technically kids. So they're kids of our friends.
So you're playing with boomers. Okay.
Yes, we're playing with boomers and young people. We're in the middle. There's 20-somethings. There's like 40-somethings, and then there's like
you can see the difference.
55, 60-somethings.
You can see from where the people, the generation, not them in particular, but the generation that's destroyed everything. Us trying to deal with it, and the future that we left with nothing.
Yes,
you get all three generations.
Yeah,
all playing with ogres and dragons and funness.
Yeah, we killed some zombie ogres. That was
they're really zombie ogres.
Yeah, they were zombie ogres. Yeah, that was fun. They came charging out of a cave at us.
You survive, Ian?
We survived.
With your what do you got? You got a ranger? Who do you use?
I'm a gnome.
You're a gnome.
Yeah, I'm a.
That's so funny. You know what? Fuck, I forgot to put it down. You know why that's funny?
Why? I'm a gnome rogue.
Because
I'm sneaky.
We haven't talked about our what's our favorite allegedly money laundering or probably legit game developer company? Playdate.
Oh, Playdate.
Yes, someone sent me.
Not Playdate.
Yes.
Playdate is the Playdate's also the handheld.
Yes, yes they are, but
they're different.
Yes, I forgot about that. But I believe it's Playdate, isn't it? Playdate?
I don't know. What, with the president simulator or whatever the hell it was?
Yes, with bum simulator and the car mechanic game does well on Steam. So they have a game. Is it Playdate? Now I'm fucked up. Is it? What's the game? Because they sent me code. There
was like the Bee Jesus.
Yes, there's a Jesus simulator. They are the kings of the simulator, Ian, and they send me codes for almost every game. They must have heard us talking about the podcast. It's like, you know what, Pat, we're going to send you codes for everything. But so they have a new game out where it's not Playdate. Now,
Playway.
Playway has a game they literally just announced yesterday. That's you take care of gnomes in the forest.
Okay.
And you gather stuff and you build up towns and you fight other gnome gangs, and there's like a gangster gnome gang with machine guns. And Playway has a knack for making these games that look like they're fun but insane at the same time. But they pump out like 12 of these a year. It's called Gnome Punk instead of Steampunk, I guess. It's called Gnome Punk. They just announced it.
All right. That's good
Oh, it is play. It's the Playway. It's Playway.
It's Playway. Yeah.
So
I'm looking at their website right now. They have their own website where they just have all these games: House Flipper and Mr. Prepper and Car Mechanic Simulator 2018.
The very first shot of this trailer is a human head beat up as a guy buried in like the dirt, and there's gnomes surrounding with crossbows guarding him.
All right.
And then it just devolves from there. But it looks like you can actually like make your own spells, and you have to build forts up. And I don't know, again, how they come up with these games. Build your economy. So it's a gnome game, Ian. This could be up your alley. I'll give you the code if I get it for this.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you get the code, just let me know. I'll give it a shot, I suppose.
I mean, you have to at this point. We have to show love to Playway. Not Playdate, but a Playdate port of that would be amazing with the crank on there.
Yeah, that would be great. Yesterday was fantastic, though.
What did you do yesterday?
I got high. I put on some gentle music and learned how to crochet.
Wow.
Yeah. It was great.
All right, just like an old woman. You got the two
fantastic.
big needles together?
Crochet is one hook.
It's one hook.
Crochet is a hook. Knitting is two needles.
But, okay, can you accomplish the same things or no?
You can accomplish very similar things, yes. It's just a different way of going about it.
I watched a poker, it must have been from 2 years ago. It was like one of the largest poker buy-in tournaments. And she was a woman that won one of these online things to get a free ticket that was like in Bermuda or something. Mm-hmm. And she did, I think, knitting. I think it was 2. She'd be knitting while she played. It was amazing. She'd be knitting and put it down and play her cards. Oh. And she crocheted or knitted a cute little plush heart that made it all the way to the end where the person that beat her, she took my heart. She gave the little knit heart to that person.
Oh, that's cute.
And then when that person lost, it went to... But they kept up the whole tournament. So it transferred like whatever, 9 times.
Oh, really?
8, 10 times to the winner.
That's kind of cool, actually.
It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
So what did I do, Ian?
Yeah, what'd you do?
I got the COVID jab number 1 on Friday.
Nice.
Let me just tell you, my heart was warm. Speaking of knit hearts, by how well everyone's coming together and volunteering to do this, how efficient it was, how professional it was.
Extremely political act.
Yeah, it's an extremely political act of
getting a fucking
making
vaccine.
sure people aren't going to get super sick or die. But no, seriously, by the time it was one of these stations. I signed up through the California website, and by the time I parked, within 20 minutes, I had the shot in my arm from parking to shot.
Nice.
It was amazing. It was like Comic-Con where like you like showed your ID to someone, you're online, and then thanks, Ian, that was bothering me apparently. It was like 40 to 45 stations. I don't know where you got yours, but it was 40 to 45 stations.
You just walk into Vons.
So it was like one person there, basically. Okay.
Jab you.
This was a massive thing. It was like 40 to 45 stations where you had one person with their whatever, their iPad to register you, make sure, and then the one person, the nurse, gave you the shot. And like I said, like it was almost like Comic-Con. It was like people holding up their sign. You get a Comic-Con registration. It was like that. Yeah. So it was constantly.
That's how I expected. I expected it to look like the inside of Comic-Con registration, voting at a mass voting site. It's basically the same thing. It's
so the line looks long, but it moves so quickly. I was in line for like only 5-10 minutes. Front of the line, hand up. Hey, here's the ID. They ask you the questions. You know, you have the symptoms. Have you felt sick? Have you gotten a previous vaccination? No. Okay, jab in your arm. Go wait 15 minutes. Make sure you don't die. That's basically what happens. You sit down 15 minutes, make sure that you're okay. If you have problems, you tell the nurse, and you're gone. I did not expect it to be that smooth. This isn't like propaganda, but I honestly did not expect it to be that smooth to get through that. So
it's wonderful.
So that means, yes, me and Ian are both like 60% protected, just about.
We're on our way there.
I think it's like 50 to 60% with one shot. So like we're on our way.
I think actually with Pfizer, if you get to like, I think it's like, well, whatever. We'll just say 60 because it's lower. I think it's
lower than Moderna.
I think it's higher than that.
Oh, I got the better than Moderna one. Is that?
I think after your first shot, once you get like 3 weeks deep, you're pretty well.
But you want that second. You want that
second one.
You know, make sure you sync it up. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah, so I'll get the second shot right before my birthday. I just hope I don't get hit with that. It seems like it's totally random. Some people get hit with flu-like symptoms after a second shot for Moderna or Pfizer. It sounds like I heard that Pfizer is not as much, but it sounds like it's totally random. You either get it or you don't.
Yeah, I know. I know people who have and people who haven't.
Well, you'll be fine after that. Other than that, what did I do? I ordered Mexican food. That's all. I want to say this real quick. We got people that came after us and actually did videos I won't bore Ian with it. He ignores that. I think you interacted with one individual in the comments because they didn't like our commentary on PacMan 99 because I guess we weren't good enough for the game. So, holy shit, you are a fucking loser. I'll just say that. Holy shit.
It's it's special. Yeah, I don't really have anything
Wow.
else to say about it.
The priorities in your life.
People,
my God.
People whose entire self-image is built up by being good at video games.
How come? But it sounds like it's more the arcade people. We go back to that. Where the arcade people seem to be bigger douchebags than normal on average. We've had experiences a few times in the podcast.
I don't know.
I think that thing something to do with it.
You're always going to find people who are jerks. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I just thought that was funny. It's like PacMan 99. It's like, this is an innocent, cute game. We don't like it. We just don't like it. Yeah, we're not great at it, but we just don't like it. Oh, fuck you guys.
I just didn't care.
Why are people listening to these people? Because we're cute and more handsome. That's why. Anyway, FZero has been in the news. After we talked about it, we conjured up this. We talked about FZero not having a sequel for like 2 weeks in a row. We conjured this to happen. Where Nintendo talked about potentially bringing an ex-designer.
Nintendo didn't talk about it. An ex-designer, Takaya Imamura, said that F-Zero isn't dead, but it's a series that's hard to bring back without a grand idea. To which I say horseshit. Absolute 100% horseshit. What grand new idea has Mario Kart brought to the table for the past 8 games? Not a whole lot.
Well, you got the partner riding him back for a game, and they got rid of that.
You don't need a grand new idea to bring back a fucking racing game.
And plus, it's been 20 years.
I mean, I like
20 years.
Let's not pretend that it's more than it is. It's a space racing game with goofy characters. You don't need a grand idea. You just need to make more of what people really liked on the GameCube.
Yeah, just update it. Just do an update, Ian. Oh, I didn't hit it in time.
That's good. Good. Yeah, I'm very happy you didn't hit it in time.
I love to hear what the ideas were for the grand idea. Like, what would you need? Like an open world F-Zero? Like, what would you need besides give us like 3 or 4 circuits, give us great multiplayer, give us like whatever 16 different cars or hovercraft, give us customization, right? Different colors, maybe upgrade your own vehicle, something fresh and nice. That's what you need to do in F-Zero. It's a new generation.
Yeah, I really don't.
The Zoomers have not played this game before. You can market a version to them.
Honestly, I think with F-Zero, it's what I think we kind of touched on, and other people have said. I just don't think Nintendo wants to do 2 racing games. I feel like they think they would be competing with themselves.
That's ridiculous.
It is, because they're entirely different. F-Zero doesn't have rubber band AI. You make F-Zero.
It doesn't have all the weapons and stuff.
Right. It doesn't have all the weapons, the wackiness. It doesn't stack the deck for the person in last place.
It's grounded, pardon the pun, because it's not on the ground. But like it's a closer.
There is an attack, especially in F-Zero GX, but it's essentially like a melee attack. You can crash your car into him in a special way to knock him off. But yeah,
that's not like you're throwing shit or spawning missiles.
No, you could make you could have F-Zero be your racing game, your hardcore racing game, and Mario Kart be your party.
It's so funny how you call it hardcore, though, but to me, it's not even hardcore. It's easy to get in and learn how to play. An F-Zero game. Why are you looking at that?
F-Zero GX is not.
It's
easy.
not simple. You can't take what 5-10 minutes.
That game. I mean, you can, but that game gets real difficult, real fucking quick.
Okay, you're not playing Gran Turismo though. You don't need to learn how to fucking
right, because
drive. It's
not an actual car. It can still be technical and hardcore in a different way.
Okay, I don't like this hardcore thing.
I'm just saying it's a very.
You don't have to study to play this game. That's what I mean. Gran Turismo, you got to tinker with your car, and it's like you're on the road.
No, you don't have to. Yeah, you're not spending any time in a garage.
Like Playway's Car Mechanic Simulator.
Jesus
Check
Christ.
it out on Steam. How come they're not sponsoring us? We plug them all the time. And on that note, Nintendo, it's funny. Nintendo is suing Bowser.
Yes, Gary Bowser. The hacker of hacking group Team Executor they were the ones that were selling they were actually monetizing basically their hacks, so Nintendo is suing them. The lawsuit refers to Bowser's operation as an international pirate ring that sells Switch hacking devices designed to circumvent security measures. These devices allow users to run pirated games. I can't remember exactly which device it is, but I know we've talked about Team Executor in the past.
We brought it up when they got arrested or something happened, or
I can't remember if they were the ones who sold like the weird plastic device that shorted 2 pins or whatever the fuck it did that allowed you to run custom firmware on there, or what it was. But we have mentioned them in the past.
For some reason, the one genre of topic discussion that never sticks in my mind is the piracy stuff. I never can keep them all straight in my head
because there's a lot of it. We cover a lot of it, and there's a lot of ins and outs.
A lot of ins and outs. So they file lawsuit against Gary Bowser, apparent leader of hacking group Team Executor, like you said. Claims that Bowser infringed on the company's copyright in creating and selling hacks. Nintendo is seeking $2,500 for each traffic device. So that means each one that got into the consumer's hand. In addition to $150K for each copyright violations. That'd probably be the overall violation, but that's going to stack up to be a lot of money. It is looking to put a stop to Bowser's actions as well. So usually Nintendo gives you a chance when it comes to stuff. I know what happened here. I feel like Nintendo probably said, fucking stop it. And this guy probably didn't knock it off or didn't realize that this was coming down the pike. But Nintendo does not stand for this sort of childish behavior.
No,
they do not.
No.
They might just shut down your fan game. They're not going to sue you for money. But this is like, okay, now the gloves are off.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's a little different. All right, so Bowser's probably going down here. Down.
Down, baby, up the street in a Range Rover.
Wow. I've heard that song when it came out, 23 years, whenever that was? That was definitely a college song.
Yeah, it is.
Woo! Okay, speaking of old school, Ralph Baer, the beloved father of video games, who doesn't get nearly enough credit for creating the Brown Box, which became the Nanobox Odyssey, which is going to hit its 50th anniversary next year. We'll hit the 50th anniversary for commercial video games next year. It's kind of amazing.
Wow.
When you think about that.
Yeah.
He's got a coin. U.S. Mint announced a coin as part of its 2021 American Innovation line. Dollar coin designs. They're doing 4. So basically, I didn't realize that this was a line.
So New Hampshire, Virginia, New York, and North Carolina are getting it this year. It seems to be like how they did the state quarters, where every state got a quarter that had something fancy and special.
But then they got past that because that was already like 20 years ago or more. Then they went to like it was like designations or monuments from each state. You know what I mean? Like weird stuff from each state. They like switched it up. So they kept doing the quarters changes even today. So this is interesting because I didn't know they were doing this for dollars.
So yeah, America is funny. We've constantly
we're funny. We're
funny. We're a funny nation. Funny, strange, not funny.
How am I amusing? Huh?
Yeah, funny, strange. So we've tried to really make the dollar coin thing stick, and it never ever sticks.
The last time we tried was Sacagawea like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, Sacagawea. That little, we don't like.
And my shitty asshole grandfather loved the Sacagawea coins. Fucking carried a little pouch of them around everywhere because he thought he was eccentric as shit. So he tipped and paid for stuff with the dollar coins. He'd pull out his little fucking satchel of dollar fucking gold coins. Here you go, Missy. I'm going to tip you your 4 fucking coins. I'm going to give you a shitty tip, and then I'm going to give it to you in a way that I think is cool, even though it's not. It's an awful way to tip someone.
You can't tip an exotic dancer with coins. You can't be jingling all around.
Hate the Scorpion. He was a piece of shit.
Scorpion?
That's what I called him.
Your grandpa's named the Scorpion?
That's what I named him. He was really big into his fucking... What's the sign? His star shit.
So he was a Scorpio.
He was a Scorpio.
So he was very passionate.
He was a piece of shit, was what he was. Anyways, so...
Woo! Okay. First time this came out. Okay.
Anyways.
So that aside, Ian, I was not going to be so bearish on the dollars because they got kind of big because that's how you would get change in the subway systems usually in New York.
Yes.
That's how I knew them from. Late 90s subway systems. Maybe go visit a girl or something. You want to drive in New York City, whatever.
Hell, I remember getting a Susan B out of the subway system.
Yeah, so Susan B's were traditionally, it's the coin podcast. Now, it was a Susan B's forever. Susan B. Anthony. And then it went to Sacagawea, and now there's been other ones I'm not aware of because who the fuck uses even cash in the subway system anymore? Use a credit card, get your ticket.
So it's country's coin corner.
Wow, he needed his first jingle. So anyway, so you got these coming out, and Ralph Baer is getting honored with one. So on the one side, it says it says Ralph Baer on the bottom. No picture of Ralph Baer. No distinguished profile. I wish I got a distinguished profile. But you see, remember, he didn't do Pong. That might have been ripped off from Nolan Bushnell, allegedly. It did what's called handball, which is basically kind of the same concept. You hit a ball back and forth into a goal.
Yeah.
Across the screen. Because the Magnavox Odyssey had, like, I don't know, 75 different versions of what became Pong later. So that's the thing. Like, Pong became...
Hockey,
squash. Pong became the Kleenex for what... which was like Highlight. Which was basically... Used to be like video tennis. That was like the generic. Then it became Pong. Pong took over. The same way Arkanoid became the type for like a ball-breaking game. Like that. So it's cool to see this honored for New Hampshire. Otherwise, I don't know, New Hampshire, they must have been scratching their heads. What the hell do we do? For New Hampshire, no offense to the New Hampshireers out there, but you're a very small state, and we don't know what goes on in New Hampshire. We forget New Hampshire's a state until the election comes every 4 years.
New Hampshire sounds better if you pronounce it New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go to New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. That's all I got to say about the coins.
You happy for Ralph, though?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for him. It's good.
You can spend your Ralph Baer coins at ultimatenintendo.com, where you can get books, RBI baseball stickers. We have now a strategy tips and guides to PacMan 99 if you want to check that out. We have a lot of good stuff. How dare these guys not know how to play PacMan 99 correctly? Go to ultimatenintendo.com. We also have the not for resale Blu-rays behind me and other fun wares you can get, and of course the enamel pins right there.
I'm busy playing Monster Hunter. I don't have time to get good at
it. I gave PacMan 99 like an hour of my time. That seemed like it was enough.
Might go back to it. But I'm slaying monsters right now.
I think it's just
hunting dragons.
You know what it is about PacMan 99?
Making armor.
It's the same shit over and over again. Even if you're good at it or bad at it, it's the same stage.
That's fine.
I don't like that. I want some variety.
I mean, that variety would be great too.
Thanks, Ian.
I could take either.
Okay. It was his fence sitter Ian on the CU podcast.
I can go either way.
I'm also on Wednesday night. Tomorrow's the 1 year anniversary of me doing 80s Twitch streams, 80s commercial Twitch streams, twitch.tv/Country Code. Ian has told me he will show up and say hi for the 1 year anniversary. He has told me that. He promises to all of you.
I haven't said that.
No, he hasn't.
I haven't said
I'm trying
that
to
at all.
Trying to shame him into people are saying, "Where's Ian? We love Ian. Have him say hi." And Ian's too good for the hangout.
I'm at work.
You can say hi.
I mean,
Put it on your phone.
I could.
You could. Is the NFT bubble bursting? Hopefully it is.
Probably.
There's been a few articles coming out it looks at somehow they track, I guess, the average sold price of NFTs. And this is from a few days ago. NFT prices are plummeting. What could this mean for the art world? From CNN Style. Scam, pyramid scheme, and tech speculation bubble. Such have been the more cynical responses to the meteoric rise of the NFT, non-fungible token market. So has the boom gone bust already. So it peaked at around $4,000. The average price of an NFT, and there's tons of NFTs. The average price was $4,000 in mid-February, and it was only $1,400 last week. So they're looking at the market in general, what's been going on. So I will not be shocked if this peters out before the end of the year. I thought this would last well into next year, but the adoption, how quickly this has been adopted by everyone. Topps already has theirs. We talked about they're going to do their own baseball card pack styles.
Yeah.
That you can only keep spending so much money on this stuff before you realize there's not a lot of buyers for this after the initial spend comes. That's how way I look at it.
Well, no, that's what I said last week when we talked about it is, people are getting all hyped up and they're running out to buy this stuff and be part of it. But
it's FOMO.
No one's thinking beyond the fact that, I just purchased this string of data that says I own something for $4,000. Yeah. I'm totally going to be able to flip that for more. Because I don't see a lot of people buying these because they actually want to have them. I don't understand how. I still don't understand how you collect them.
Because again, you could get the image or whatever video in another way. When you go to buy these, it shows you what you're buying. So I can just go to the website or I guess download the video or the picture. I'm like, I have that. I don't own it in terms of like legally, but I have that representation. So that's where I said like this to me was always that bridge too far. Where it's like I even understand the concept of crypto more than this, or this is just like they're now even doing digital real estate for like VR, where you're like buying property. I guess we have way too much money to spend shit on that isn't real. That's one thing I can think of, like virtual real estate. I wanted you to wrap your head around that. You're envisioning there being people wanting to buy a virtual spot somewhere and hang out. So it was going to be a virtual, I'm going to buy the condo on Miami Beach, but virtually I'll do that and spend actual money to do that. I think we're lost at that point. We're fucking lost.
Yeah. I don't have much more to say about it than what I did last week or 2 weeks ago, and that it's just everything, the cycle for everything is hyper accelerated right now. Due to COVID and the pandemic, people sitting inside, not having anything to do, and
stimmy money that maybe helps. I don't know.
Something that could have maybe petered out in 2 years is, the overexposure and burnout from this, I think, is going to crash it by the end of the year.
Speaking of that, this is a fun thing. It's been taken off of eBay, but 14 people sent us to me. There was a sealed Super Mario Brothers graded VHS cassette of the movie, not game, that went on eBay, and it was going for tons of money. I think it hit like 15-20 grand before it was taken down. And obviously, I think at that point it was a troll. But I would not be shocked if there even became a market for some of this stuff. For, this is the first version of Star Wars on VHS sealed, and it's going to go for a ton of money, even though they made 1 billion of them, and there's probably still sealed ones laying around that they never were able to sell from fucking Columbia House days. You know what I mean? So, I will not be shocked if this tries to take off, but it's so weird when I see when you get to like now, because there are DVD collectors, right? But
there's
supposedly
there's a collector for everything.
But now you're getting to like different types of media where there's no like first appearance anymore. It's just, well, I guess we can't own the film reels that they put in movie theaters, the prints themselves, so we'll get the mass-produced VHS copy. Like, you got to wrap your mind around this stuff at some point and like buy into it. But I just saw this, I thought it was funny. That's all.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
That's weird.
I thought for a second, this is going to be a thing now, huh? People are going to go after, I guess, the few video game movies that they made in like the 80s and 90s, but I don't know.
Can't wait to see what a sealed copy of Double Dragon, the movie.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah. I was going to go, it's video games, technically war games. It's just a classic to me. I love war games.
We watched it. Well, it felt like recently, but there's that whole year that doesn't exist behind us. We watched that probably about 2 years ago with our friend
on Netflix, probably.
When it was on Netflix with our friend Lincoln, and I was like, "Damn, this is actually a really good movie."
Yeah.
It's darker than I remembered too. I mean,
a nuclear Holocaust. Yeah, that's pretty dark.
Yeah,
it's hard to Disneyfy that, isn't it? No, it's a great movie. My father rented it when we were like 5, and I sort of understood it even at 5. I was like, oh, okay.
So,
want to play a game of chess? Spoilers. Spoilers, the world doesn't end.
No, it sure doesn't.
I don't want to piss off someone with spoilers.
News. Big news coming out.
I don't have a news button.
It's
also an update, though, Ian.
It is. It is an update. PlayStation Store update. Players will be able to continue to purchase games on PlayStation 3 and the old PlayStation Vita.
Vita Schnitzel?
The Wiener Schnitzel. So I can read this whole thing in full. Recently, this is the front from the PlayStation blog. Jim Ryan, president and CEO, Sony Interactive.
Oh, the guy that hates preservation.
That's the shit heel.
Who wants to play Gran Turismo, a classic game?
The shit heel. Recently, we notified players that PlayStation Store for PS3 and PS Vita devices was planned to end this summer. Upon further reflection, however, it's clear that we made the wrong decision here. So today, I'm happy to say that we will be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for PS3 and PS Vita devices. PSP Commerce functionality will retire on July 2nd, 2021, as planned. When we initially came to the decision to end purchasing support for PS3 and PS Vita, it was born of a number of factors, mainly just not being able to read the room, you fucking idiots, including
is that a quote?
No.
Okay, so make sure.
Including commerce support challenges for older devices and the ability for us to focus more of our resources on newer devices.
Ding, ding, ding. That's really it. The other thing's horseshit.
Yeah.
Keeping the servers up is not going to cost you a ton of money or upkeep at this point.
No, it's the fact that they thought that the way to keep their customers or excite their customers was to throw everything from the past in the trash and focus on the shiny and new. And I think that this is the wrong time to have that sort of headspace for video games. As we've talked about on the podcast numerous times, we are kind of right now in a golden age of video game preservation.
We coined that, by the way, the golden age of video game preservation.
With new things being discovered and preserved every day.
Yeah,
it's true. So
that was very dramatic reading.
Yeah. So this is not that's not the message that you want to come with. It's outdated, and that might have worked in the 90s when we were shitting all over 2D games and trying to make everything 3D, but it's not going to work now. People actually want to be able to go back to the past. I'm talking about like old magazines that would look at like Castlevania 64 and Symphony of the Night and be like, Symphony of the Night is for children because it's 2D.
It didn't age well by then. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, so I make sure.
No, that's not at all
That's what they were saying
Patrick
in
Country.
97.
It's not what I'm saying.
So there's some quotes from this Yahoo Entertainment article, trying to keep that Yahoo stock price up. I do not have any Yahoo stock, by the way. Oh my God, I'm so happy, one user wrote. This had been actually making me really sad. I'm so grateful. Now if they only put some of these games on sale. That's actually pretty funny. I don't know what they're charging on these 15-year-old games, but you think at this point some would be cheaper. Hopefully they are. Wow, the countless articles and outrage really made Sony change course on this. They actually listened. Did they listen, though? Did they? Did they listen? Or they realized that maybe we'll just get away with this for now, and maybe we'll try this again in a year or two.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't think they listened. This is kicking the can further down the hallway. It's going to be a problem later on, and I think if Sony really wanted to show that they had any real interest in preservation, they would work on some sort of backwards compatibility here. The ability to play the physical games that people own on their systems, and really sort of future-proof these older games.
No, we'll just buy for a third time.
Keeping a digital store up for another year or two isn't really satisfying the problem. It's just quelling the outrage right now.
Sure.
So I don't think they're actually listening. I have no faith in Jim Ryan having actually changed his tune on this.
That's like a second-string quarterback name. It was ridiculous to shut the Vita store down. Yet another wrote, the PS Vita only got benched from store shelves at the end of 2019 in Japan. All I know is that soon. And still had indies and JRPGs actively coming out in the store. A Reddit user joked, we should bully these big corporations more. We should have bullied Nintendo in Japanese to keep Mario 35 online. Yeah, we probably,
You should. You should always bully a corporation.
As much as you can.
Yeah.
We want to spend more money.
Yeah.
Let us spend money.
No death threats, but a corporation is a corporation.
Maybe not bully is the right term, pressure.
Pressure.
But it's so weird that it's like, you want to spend more money. Like, if Mario 35 was like, yeah, we'll do it, we'll give it to you for $20, or we'll do it like, I don't know, $2 a month, how many more people would have bought into that? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that. Sure. And Nintendo's like, no, we got to put out PacMan 99 and take 30% of that horse shit instead. So...
But unfortunately, we are losing the PSP store. So go crack those PSPs.
Crack them up.
Open them wide.
Open them wide.
Load them up.
Be protected first before you do that, though. Before you dive into that. Before you open that up.